Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We hope you're
We're
doing
back
well.
again.
Yeah, we hope you're doing well today. Well, we are reflecting on this 0 point moment that we've been through, and in some way, we are still in this out breath and waiting
Waiting.
to take in this new in breath. We've passed February 20th, which was really a huge astrological moment, and in that. We, of course, are getting ready for Hawaii and attuning to Hawaii, attuning to what our tasks are there. And during
Yeah,
that,
it's really, I
yeah,
want
go
to
ahead.
say something to that. Yeah, I just want to say something. It's really interesting because I was reflecting on it over the weekend. Like, okay, we have now Saturn and Neptune arm in arm. So one is about bringing in architecture, structure, new civilizations, those kind of things. And it's arm in arm with the planet about spirituality, let's say. Yeah, just to cut the whole story a little bit short, there's way more to say. We've had that before, but then it was in Pisces. So we spoke a lot in the last few years about spiritual responsibility, which is Neptune and Saturn in a way, spiritual responsibility in the field of the discovery of what spirituality is for us. How did we rediscover in a way who we truly are? It was a whole process. And now we move into areas with that same kind of constellation, this 0 point of birth and action. So it's a kind of like, okay, spiritual responsibility is still there. Any calling that comes from the inner planes needs to be looked at, needs to be taken serious, needs to be put in responsibility. But most and foremost, it needs to be put into action somehow. So it's really interesting that the theme of spiritual responsibility is still very present, and I feel it with Hawaii, We felt this calling coming in. It was super clear, and there was resistance, and yet this feeling of responsibility to say yes to it because we listen and then come into action and make it happen within 1.5 weeks. That's really interesting. So, anyway, it's a beautiful constellation, but most of all, I feel it's important that we live inside this 0 point where we are, and it's kind of this sacred moment between the in breath and the out breath, knowing that we are already on the wave of the out breath, but it's so big, it's so cosmic that maybe it's not easy to discern, am I in the still point or am I already in the out breath? But actually you're in both at the moment. So it's really interesting to discover. Yeah. So on our way to Hawaii, we're preparing ourselves in different ways. And you had a chance to go to the Yoni Cave for Mary Magdalene in the south of France. Maybe you want to share something on
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's not yet completely conscious everything that happened there. There's a lot that happened there, but as we know, sometimes it takes a while for it to open into revelation. And when I was there, well, for one, it was really wet and it was very muddy, and we were walking in the mountains, and um, we got lost because these things are not marked. And even though we've been there before, it took a while. But this cave is also called the Cave of Eggs, and eggs, in the sense I felt there, these are in a way new eggs being released into the creation for fertilization to be able to create something new. And I felt this incredible sense of my body being broken down while I was in this cave, and a part of me in Hawaii bridging these two places. And I realized how all of these teleportation mechanisms that are actually natural to the human being or were at a certain point in time, how they're still existing in these sacred spots. And so you were had the same, interestingly enough, the same experience of feeling like you were teleporting and partly already in Hawaii while being at home. I felt the same thing from this cave, which interestingly enough, the first time I visited this cave was through meditation, and I had this memory of this was what this cave was being used for. So there was this purple hue in the cave, which is quite extraordinary. Looking up at the light, this real purple hue, and this sense of, okay, we're on February 20th. This is the day we've been waiting for so long. We are entering into a period where the collective is now engaging in change on our planet. So we're coming together in a more clear way, conscious way as collectives to create change on this planet and to create the change that has been issued from the spiritual realms to anchor in that physically onto our planet. And wow, what a moment to be preparing for Hawaii. So this all of it's like a conjunction of many, many different threads. And then Excalibur's presence in all
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We
wanted,
spoke about it, I think, or we wrote at least about it, like how we are now guardians of a crystal, Excalibur, created by Grail Knights of these times. And we spoke about Excalibur in a way. I mean, it's a physical object, but it's actually a whole field of consciousness, and it is a sacred object that opens for us new assignments, opens new worlds, new veils are taken away by Excalibur. Clarity comes in. Um, yeah, it's deepening the consciousness of for us, but for our entire community who is connected to it in a big way. It's really working essence in a way. It's bringing back people to their essence just by being in the field with Excalibur. And we know that Excalibur is, in a way, has been a kind of like a marker for us to go to Hawaii to start the work there that is been assigned through Excalibur, which is about the resurrection of one of the 12, that's what we heard, foundational families on Earth. And it's this lineage that's connected to the Sophia Christ consciousness. So we had lots of sharings by now already from people who shared their stories with us about this sacred sword.
yeah, we should talk a little bit, Petra, about how many
Yeah,
people have had visitations actually
yeah,
from
yeah,
Excalibur, all of a sudden showing
yeah,
up in dreams or in visions or through meditation. I mean, this spiritual
yeah,
object is very, very potently active, I would say, with not only with us, but with many people that we are connected to. So thank you for your sharings also for that.
yeah.
And it's coming in, because we are in this process of resurrecting this original lineage, and amplifying, let's say, with the vision of amplifying this Sophia Christ consciousness in an undistorted way, with
Mhm.
its frequencies, its codes, its wisdom on our planet. So it's actually so beautiful to be able to speak this out in this way.
It is, it is. It's and it really touched my heart when some of our community members said that it's that Excalibur holds the blueprint of the first golden child. So, I mean, yes, the children of the sun, the child of the sun, the first emanation of the mother. Um, I think we all resonate with that when we are those who are connected to our school, our channel in a way,
Mhm.
is they will recognize this field, this solar Christ lineage that is so present in our hearts and in our DNA. Yeah.
So
So anyway,
today we
yeah,
are on our way to Hawaii. And so we wanted to post this live so that all those of you who feel called to join in this work, please do so. There's a link with this video where you can receive more information. And please, if you feel called, then please join us because those of you who feel called are awaited, just like we are awaited. And it is really requiring a community, a network, which is the change that has happened since February 20th in an amplified way. That as communities, we are changing the fabric of our reality here on this planet. So thank you. for being with us.
Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to step into this work all together. So thank you for your
Hmm.
presence. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a beautiful day. Next time we touch back, we'll be in Hawaii. Namaste.
Namaste.